All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the much desired review of the HenningerDesigns Telesto. Now this one I've recorded probably 3 or 4 times because I haven't been happy with how it comes out. There's like, I don't know, specific stuff that I want to say and to have be part of this video. And I just want to make sure I say it correctly. So, start things off. This is going to be a very unbiased opinion just because I won this for free. I didn't have to pay for this. It was part of a giveaway. I was lucky enough to win it. Super grateful. So anyway, that should make it so my opinion on this, I didn't pay, you know, a bunch of money for it, so I have to justify my decision. I'm not like, I don't only have it for a day or two, you know. I am, you know, able to give a full review. All right. Start things off with some of the boring stuff. It is channel titanium, grade 5, obviously. Blade steel, I don't even know. It's something good. This anodization and tune was done by Andrew Myers. No play. Very sharp, so I gotta be careful about just going to grab it. No tap, obviously. All right. This blade is actually a special one. This is like a proto blade because this is like one of the first few made, and it just didn't quite make production, so it's like a blemish version. But this blade is actually machined by JK Designs, I believe, number 12. You can see that. And it's just like a cool little feature about this. All right, get a little close up on this. Has custom pivot hardware, titanium, I believe, but it's actually like really good. I haven't had any problems with stripping or anything like that. Send screws have stayed tight. Let's see. So sound test. Don't ask what I was doing. Horrible sound test, I know. But this is also like not fully tightened and a little bit dry. So like maybe I'll put something at the end with an updated one, but I don't know, probably not. I don't really feel like it. But yeah, I mean, you get it. The sound's really good. That's like one of the big features of this. So anyway, let's get into the flipping experience. So this thing is a good flipper. It's like kind of unconventional in a way. Like it's not your kraken experience, which is something I want to talk about in a little bit. That'll be like for a little bit later in this video. But it's a good thing, basically, is all I'm going to say. That's a good thing, and I'm actually glad that it's that way. So, yeah. Flipping experience, everything performs well. Obviously, with the balance point being very neutral, right? It's like super neutral. It actually has a really good balance point. I like it a lot. But a part of that is that it is long. So it is a long flipper, so that balance point that's neutral makes it feel almost a little blade biased, but not in a bad way. It still does rollovers and chaplains and all that, like completely fine. So it's nothing to worry about if you get one. Yeah, so kind of long, very neutral. Fans are like the specialty. Fans are just perfect. Ooh. Chaplains are very sticky. Like, I don't think I have anything that chaplains this well. And the fact that this is one of the early models and blemished, This is a little bit rough. Just on the inside here, it rubs your finger a little bit. It's not a bad feeling. You can just tell it's there. It's not like perfectly polished, I suppose. It's really not anything to gripe about, though. Let's see. Rollovers are good. Chaplains are good. Ladders are surprisingly grippy for the fact that there's no jimping on this. The V2s, which are available now, do have jimping, which is actually a really big plus. It's really like deep quality jimping. So yeah, you can expect all tricks to perform nicely. Aerials are the only thing that's like a little bit funky, I think. But it's not like horrible. Like you can definitely get used to it. You know what I mean? There's no trick that's like actually not doable or uncomfortable to do. Okay. That's a general flipping review. The only couple gripes I have, and they've both been fixed. Number one, no jimping. I'd like some jimping on the end. I think that would be really nice. Help it, you know, move up to the next level, so to speak. Because it is great right now, but that would I'd hope it improve just a little bit. The other thing is on the Tonto blades, see this tip right here, just this side one, where it like juts out? I find myself very frequently hitting myself in the knuckle with that, just because it juts out as much as it does. So that's the only big thing that I think I struggle with this thing, is that, right? This thing. And that's actually been fixed. They have new drop, I want to say drop point, but it's not drop point, versions of the thing. And it basically just rounds this off. It's just like a rounded thing down there, which I think will actually be really beneficial for everything on it. Like, I think that's a smart choice to make. Anyway, I think there's a really cool feeling. Sorry, this is super edited and, I don't know, choppy by me. See that shape there? How it's like, it feels almost like it flips like a circular balisong, like, you know, like around there, but it doesn't. It's not actually circular, right? You see that square there and around the edges? So that's like something really cool, and I think it leads to like a pretty unique feeling in the hand, in a good way. I think it's a good kind of unique feeling. And the one last thing in regards to flipping is, you see that? You see how this dips down for chaplains? Huge. That is a nice feature. I'm not even sure how much of a difference it makes necessarily, but it looks cool. It looks cool. You hear that ring? It looks cool, and I think it feels good. Like, it's very smooth. Anyway, the next thing I wanted to talk about with regards to the Telesto is that it's not a super conventional flipper, which is like a good thing, because this is the Squid Industries kraken. I'm 99% sure that everyone watching this video has seen this before and or flipped it before. And you know that the Kraken's good. Everyone knows that the Kraken's good. I found a few people that say they don't like the Kraken, and it's more of a look thing. They just think it looks bad. But almost everyone I've talked to has flipped a Kraken and will tell you that the Kraken's a good flipper, right? It's kind of a staple. Now, my point is, if you want something as good as a Kraken, or something that's gonna flip like a Kraken, then buy a freaking Kraken. Like, why would you go out of your way and spend like $600 more on something that is not gonna flip exactly like this? Or on something that is gonna flip exactly like this. Never made sense to me. So when people are like, oh my god, it doesn't even flip as good as my Kraken, it's not supposed to. Like, nothing should flip like your Kraken, because there's not going to be anything that's like as cheap as your Kraken and still flip just like that, right? So what the Telesto does is it doesn't try to flip like a Kraken, which is such a good thing, because if I bought a Grail and it flipped exactly like a Kraken, I'd be so pissed, because like I just spent so much more money on something that is comparable, if not the same, you know? So anyway, it's its own flipper, and I think that's really cool. It has a unique feel in the hand. There's nothing I can compare this to, like, honestly. From what I can tell, based on looks, it seems to flip slightly similar, or if I had to guess, could be slightly similar to a Gale and slightly similar to a Medusa. But I don't even think it would be that similar, because the dimensions are different on this, like, compared to those. It just has that similar kind of long, skinny build, right? And so I think that's really cool. Like, this is its own thing. And I think that's actually awesome. I'm really happy with it. Now, that being said, you may be like, oh my God, Mr. Awoken Flipper. If it's its own thing, you're probably just saying you like it because it's your preference. Like, that's your thing that you like to flip, you know? And to that, my answer is actually no. Like, this, I love flipping this. But my preference is the exact opposite, generally speaking. I like square, like my M3 Knives Verdict. I'll have a review coming out on that later. But that thing is like short and square. And this thing is like long and round. Similar balance point. But the thing about it is, even though it's not what I normally go for, I really like it. Like, I actually do. And it's an interesting thing for me, because everyone talks about things being good or bad. And there really is no good or bad when it comes to balisongs. What it comes down to is, do you like to flip it or do you not like to flip it? And so when people like take this thing and they're like, not calling anyone out in like particular here, but people will like look at this thing and be like, oh my God, it's just bad. It's just bad. Like, what? No, that's not what it is. Like, you have to look at things and see the value in them and how people could like them, even if you don't. And I just think, like, even if I didn't like this, I could see it as like a cool knife that has tried a bunch of interesting things, and, you know, there's like value in that. But I do like it. I really do. So the fact that it does its own thing and it's like not ashamed of it. This is the Telesto. This is what it flips like. If you like it, then cool. If not, then okay, like whatever. But I think if you open your mind and like actually get to try it, and you do more than just sit there and be like, oh my God, it doesn't fit my regular preferences, it's bad. I think if you don't do that and you go into it with an open mind, I think you'll like it. I really do, because that's what I did. At first, I picked it up, and I'm going to be honest, I wasn't blown away. But that's actually how it has been with all of my favorite flippers, is I pick it up, and it's not my favorite right out the box, and then I flip it for a minute, and I learn to appreciate that the thing's weird. Like, it's a little bit weird, but that's a good thing, you know? All right, that's about all I have to say. Closing thoughts. It is good. I really do think it's good. I appreciate that it's not trying to copy something that's already been done, and it does its own thing. I think it looks very elegant. I think if you ever get the chance to try one, go pick one up, especially a V2, because they look like all of the issues I described are fixed on the V2. So, if you want something unique, something that may just be your favorite ever, or may not be your thing, because that's what happens with the Telesto. You either love it, your favorite thing in the world, or it's just not for you. And that's what it should be, honestly. Nothing has to fit everyone's preferences perfectly. This is a good example of that. I think this truly is a great grail for that reason, because it's going to cater to a specific audience. And yeah, Telesto, very cool knife, super honored to own one, and I flip this literally all the time. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, that's about all I got, so peace out, nerds.